This week we'll be going over Tell Me Your Story. This is going to be a newer game that I was sent a review key by the devs, and it's like a little cozy kind of puzzle game, kind of. There are going to be 8 achievements, and it only takes an average of about an hour to complete. Well, at least for now, because right now, I'm the only one on completionist.me, and there's only 5 of us on Steam Hunters that have actually completed the game. And now, let's get to hunting. Now with this game, all of the achievements correlate with completing one of the chapters of the game, with the exception of 2, but we'll get to that whenever it comes up. That means the only real way to make an achievement guide with the game, that means anything, is to just walk you through the puzzles of each chapter. The puzzles aren't really that complicated, they're just hard to figure out what you're supposed to be doing. It's really just a point and click type of game. Just like you can click on the subscribe and join buttons below the video. We have membership levels ranging in price with perks like some dope emotes that you can use in the comments of videos and streams, special membership roles over on our Discord, and even being featured in the producer shoutout section at the end of videos. We'll get Show Me Your Hint out of the way first, because that's going to be for using the hint button a few times and having to replenish it by building a teacup. Don't ask me why. You can use a hint by clicking the dog in the top left of the screen and then clicking hint to see what you're supposed to be doing with the current puzzle. If you didn't have this guide, you'd have to do that for most of them. The first chapter is going to get us Let's Begin the Stories. You'll get the achievement whenever you get to the end and have to place stickers relating to the story on the pages of the book that you're going through. That's the same for all of these little chapter marker achievements. The first puzzle, and I know most of these aren't really puzzles, but I don't know what else to call them. I guess tasks. They're super simple. I don't know. But you just have to move the items around to stack them from biggest to smallest of each type. You can click on the leaves to remove them once that item is on the top of its stack, and that's about it for this one. For the second puzzle, you'll need to change the clock to 12:30, then essentially just kind of click through the images on the right to get through them. Then click a bunch to hand the notebook to your grandma. You'll then be clicking through a few screens, all of the question marks in your thought bubble to clear it out, and then all of the items that pop up. Just get rid of them. Now, on to the actual next puzzle, if you can call them that. You'll just need to click through it until the dog shows up and then start unpacking stuff in front to feed the dog. Then, start putting pillows and the blanket on the bed. Once the dog lays on the bed, you can then unpack the next container, which is just going to be putting things onto the shelves to the left to finish it off. The next puzzle will be organizing your suitcase to stack items along with their related items. This is what the final stacks will look like, so just gonna do this. Then for the next puzzle, we actually have another achievement related to it specifically. Colorful Childhood is for using all 4 of the crayon colors to draw on your face at least once. Once you finish coloring, you'll get that achievement. You'll click through some more screens until you get to another unpacking scene, and you'll need to wash and dry all of the objects from the boxes before putting them on the shelf. That'll be the last puzzle before you put the stickers from that chapter in the notebook and get the Let's Begin the Stories achievement. Next, we'll get the Amazon Forest for completing the next chapter of puzzles. Starting out, you'll need to open the backpack, then match your grandma's speech bubbles with the background. Then click through to this kind of chat thing and you'll put the icons in this order. Once you get to the Aztec temple looking thing, you're just going to move the trees in the foreground to line up with the walkway. And then click through until you get to another scene with a bunch of leaves where you just have to match the leaves together in pairs until there's only these 5 left, and it continues. Then in the next puzzle, you'll have to click the animals that are hiding. I'll show them all here, but they're not too hard to spot. The next one will just be pulling a flower and corresponding leaf part together in the pairs that I show here. Then with this one, you're going to have the missing piece of the lily pads facing in towards each other. Just turn them all that way and you'll be able to proceed. And now with this next puzzle, you're going to be at a spot with a bunch of frogs and you don't want to touch them, but just use the magnifying glass to look at each one until they ribbit and reveal themselves. Next, you'll need to use the wheel on the left to steer a boat. Next, you'll need to use a wheel on the left to steer a boat and use the propeller below it to push it forward. And then just navigate down the river to finish this puzzle. Now for the next one, you'll have to turn the totem pieces to all be facing you and make the symbol part the same with this symbol with the sun. Then we have some, I guess, block Tetris type stuff, which is pretty simple. Just kind of put the blocks where they go. If you're over the age of 1, this should be pretty easy. Then we have another game of match with the faces on the side of the waterfall. Yeah, I know it's hard. And then we have to mail the bowl. Okay, now we just make some hot chocolate for some reason, and finally we can put our stickers in the journal to finish this chapter and get that achievement. Now, we can go to the 3rd chapter and get Yunnan Journey at the end. The first puzzle will be a game of match with the lanterns, so just click the ones that look the same. Easy enough. You'll then click through for a bit until you get to the T set, where you have to move the outlines of things to overlap where they should be. The next puzzle will be this cabinet thing. You'll need to change these squares to be the layout shown here, which is the same but kind of mirrored on the other side, and then you'll pull the handle to open it and keep going on. Now, here comes one of the puzzles that mess people up because it's just dumb. You have to match the tea leaves with the background, and you'll think that you found it a couple of times because generally you have to match exactly, but you need to go to this specific spot to actually proceed because you don't want to put it on the exact match, but on the spot where it kind of completes the leaves. Then you'll click on through until you get to a field with a bunch of leaves sticking out of bushes, wait for them to shake, and then drag the shaking one to the basket to pick it. You'll then throw all of the leaves on the drying rack, but on specific shelves of the rack. The smallest go on top, the medium on the middle, and then the double leaf ones go to the bottom. Next, you'll need to organize the bowls in order from lightest shade to the darkest. If it acts weird, and it probably will, just take them all off of the spots and then put them back up there in the right order. For some reason, the first time I did it, it just decided it didn't work, so yeah. Now we need to dry the leaves and then get them bagged up, so that we'll put them in the 3 baskets to dry, spin them in the spinning thing, and then throw them in a bag. Then, you'll need to rotate the symbols to have the flat part facing the image inside. Click through a few more times, and we have another weird one. You have to make some sushi pyramid things. First, you'll throw 6 rice balls into the pool ball corral thing, whatever that's called. Then throw the piece of meat in the bowl and pour some soy sauce or something on it. Put that on the rice pyramid. Throw another 6 rice balls on top of that. Then you can toss some seaweed on it and some of whatever seed thing is in the bowl on the right. Then you can just put that rice hut over to the right side on the board and repeat those steps with the can of cat food and the milk in the bowl. At that point, you can get your stickers in the book and get this achievement. And if you can't tell by now, this was not my style of game. But hey, achievements are achievements. Now, we'll be able to move on to the next chapter to get Love in Orient Express, which is the last real chapter. The first puzzle will be a macaron organization thing. You'll just need to get them placed in the order that I show here. Then we have another, I guess, organization puzzle, give the treats to the dog and put the macarons back in the box. For the next one, you just have to put each thing in a stack with the things that kind of go with it. And then for the next one, you just have to put each picture in the center and then click on their faces to have them turn around in the picture on the left. The next puzzle will just be moving the image over to where the background lines up with the footprints to show where they're missing in the image. Simple enough. Then once you're in the next puzzle, you'll basically need to take all of the letters, put them in the corner, and then put the books on the shelves in order of their color gradient and patterns. So this is what the final product ends up looking like here. You just kind of do this, and that's what they want. Then we'll click through a few times and you'll need to place some stamps on some letters. Then you need to fit the letters and packages into a box, and it's just 1-year-old putting stuff where it fits. Clicking through some more, you'll end up sliding people around for a little bit until you finally get to the next real puzzle, which is to organize a bunch of tickets to pair them together in the way that I show here. This is going to be the final product that you end up getting to. It's really just a game of match. Then you're going to mess with some trains for a little bit, and it's basically just making sure that they end up meeting each other, and then you have to connect a bunch of train cars by the symbols, and then You click on the train cars and then the people in the train cars to kind of keep the story going. Then once you get through that, we're going to need to clear some tracks again by dragging things out of the way, off the tracks, so that the train will go from one side all the way down to the other. I don't even want to think about this metaphor. Now it's time to make some weird pizza. I'm not sure what all these ingredients are or what style of pizza this is, but basically just put all of the ingredients on the pizza to get rid of the bowls of ingredients. And some of them you're going to have to put on the cutting board, then click them to cut them, then throw them on the pizza from there. Then at that point, we're at the sticker part, so put the stickers where they go and you'll be done with that one. Now at the time of me going through this achievement was bugged. But after people were asking about it in Steam and I was answering some people in the forums, the devs did comment and said that they would be patching it soon to fix it. And sure enough, after they patched it, I was able to replay that chapter to get it. So now anyone in the future, you guys should not have any issues, but if you do, just go back, replay that exact chapter, and you should get it. We can then pretty quickly get spending time together for completing the quick picture-taking puzzle. Just, take pictures, click through it. It's pretty hard. Then every story has to end. You'll also get very quickly for just going through the sticker book part and then straightening all of the pictures in order of your grandma's life. And with that, we have 100% of the achievements in Tell Me Your Story. Now be sure to like, subscribe, become a member, and go check out some of our other 100% guides.